Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, I'm going to play a video clip in a little bit, but I want you to hear what is going on in Lebanon because it's very interesting. I don't know whether to support what they're doing or not because I do think it's interesting what it is they're doing with their currency and what they're doing with their banking system. I'm not going to get into it too much here, but we'll talk about it here in a couple of minutes. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so because when you do, it helps out the channel and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase when you follow that link, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this real soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here I do post updates if I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey, catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I'm over here in California. I'm up in the mountains. And it is overcast. But still, it's real humid right now. It's really weird. It's almost like it's monsoon season, obviously. But yeah, this is just nasty, man. I hate when this happens. It's overcast and you're just sweating like a pig. Anyways, let's check out the prices on crypto. You know, they were going down for quite a while. I'm sure a lot of this is in response to just the nonstop attack by the Biden administration against cryptocurrencies. They have potentially 2 more lawsuits against exchanges coming up here. And I just can't imagine the crypto market continuing to take these types of hits anymore. Right now, what I'm thinking is the average investor probably is not holding on to a lot of cryptocurrencies, if any at all. A lot of these are more likely the developers, the founder, institutional investors, things like that. Anyways, Bitcoin's at $25,968. Ethereum's at $1,739. XRP is actually in the green, but it still hasn't gone nowhere and God knows how long. It's at 52 cents. Cardano is at 27 cents. Dogecoin's at 6 cents. Solana is at $15.20. Polygon is at 64 cents. Litecoin's at $77.68. Polkadot's at $4.54. Shiba, good Lord, man, that thing is just tanking. We have 5 zeros, 666. This just looks terrible for Shiba. Terra Luna Classic, it is at 301. Satama is at 3078. Gold closed today at $1,957.50, already rebounding. It started turning red this morning, but then obviously things turned around, and now we're looking at gold at $1,957.50. Silver is at $24.05. Check out this video. I find it very interesting what it is that Lebanon is doing. They are ditching their banking system. The citizens are. And they're going straight to cash. So let's hear what they have to say, but I'm curious about your input.
Lebanon has become a cash economy. It's the result of a 4-year-old financial crisis brought about by decades of mismanagement and corruption. The banking sector is crippled and the country is close to bankruptcy.
It's the biggest threat that the government and the country is facing because it is very, very, very dangerous that the entire economy is a cash economy. All the money is going to the private sector. The solution is only in one place. That is to normalize and finalize the restructuring of the banking system law.
So because of all the corruption, like we see everywhere, and the governments over there are going to be accused of the same thing of what we accuse our government of, which is mismanaging the money, purposely tanking the economy, doing things politically that benefit them and special interest groups and not their citizens. It's the same all over. So their banking system has crashed. And what the citizens decided to do is stop using the banking system altogether. They just use cash. That's it, cash. So what this guy is saying is, how do we collect taxes? How do you know how much money is exchanging from one hand to another? How do we collect fees if these people are using cash? Well, this should set an example for those of you who are not in favor of the central bank digital currency, like myself. This could be the alternative. We can decide to go to an all-cash system, just like Lebanon. Watch.
Restructuring is one of the reforms required for much-needed international support to revive the economy. But that means the political and business elite will have to compromise their hold on power, something they have resisted so far. In the meantime, money transfer companies have stepped in, as have other financial institutions, many of which are not regulated.
50 to 60% of the total GDP are today considered to be in the shadow economy.
50 to 60% of their economy is being done on a down low, pure cash basis. There's something about that I like a whole lot. I don't need a government knowing what I am and ain't doing with my money. There's something about this. I like this. They're not paying taxes. They buy the items they like without anybody spying on them or asking them questions. Of course, the risk is you could get robbed and lose everything.
So, outside the state. This includes two types of activities. You have informal activities, which means enterprises who do not declare the employees that they have, who do not declare their exact revenues, but also you have the illicit part of these activities.
This is causing concern, particularly among Western nations, that tracking illicit cash transactions will become more difficult.
If the United States can't keep track of what I'm doing, I don't have a problem with it. Now, I understand there are criminals out there. There are terrorists. There are money laundering. There are gangsters. There are cartels. I get all this. But we've been dealing with them our whole lives. Nothing's changed. If we just deal with one another in cash, I like the fact that they're not paying taxes, man. You know, no taxes. There's no financial records. It's total anonymity. Yeah, that's exactly what cryptocurrencies was meant to be. But in this case, cash can make it a reality, except for you just be dealing with cash.
The fight against money laundering and the financing of armed groups. An estimated $8 billion is exchanging hands outside the radar of the state.
That includes illegal activities such as smuggling across the border to Syria. The informal economy is also growing. The International Labour Organization estimates that 60% of the workforce is not taxed and doesn't benefit from social protection.
So it's like they're working under the table. There's no taxes taken out. Wow, what a concept. You mean I'm actually going to get paid what I'm worth? The government is not going to take a portion of it? This means I'm 100% responsible how I manage my money. But if you're a responsible citizen, things should be fine.
The government is unable to provide services and it struggles to pay public servants, although these salaries are negligible given inflation.
A cash economy means big losses. The government loses around 20 to 25% of expected revenues because of corruption, bribery, and tax evasion.
All the while, many warn Lebanon is operating outside the international financial system.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a problem with that. Look, you're always going to have a criminal element. It's up to the citizens to decide how to deal with them. Seriously, if you don't like the way your neighborhood is, then do something about it. But man, to have that type of financial freedom would just be awesome.
And Zaina is joining us live from Beirut now. Lebanon's central bank is trying to put a bottom on the free fall of the Lebanese lira, but are its efforts making any difference, Zaina?
No, the Lebanese lira, the local currency, is worthless. It has been devaluing over the past 4 years, since the onset of a financial crisis in late 2019. Since then, time and time again, the central bank pumps millions of dollars into the market, hoping to stabilize the exchange rate of the currency. Yes, it recovers slightly, but at the end of the day, it continues its depreciation. And that's why a few dozen people were gathered outside the government palace here in central Beirut. A short while ago, the security forces lobbed tear gas, excessive amounts of tear gas, to disperse the crowd. People here are upset. They say that they came here to demand better living conditions, that they can no longer survive, and that their purchasing power has been eroded. Yes, there is a portion of the population here who earn in dollars, but there's also a portion of the population who earn in the local currency and who are struggling to survive.
So here you go again. This is when people will learn. Sooner or later, you're going to have to come together as a community. At first, it's going to be chaotic, but then you get together and you decide what your currency is worth. Stop listening to the government. Stop listening to the international community. You guys can decide amongst yourself the value of the currency. Talk about taking everything back to square one. Man, there's something about that is very attracting. I think the problem is people have sacrificed their freedoms for convenience. And with the way our governments have been going, I don't know. I'd rather sacrifice my convenience to have the freedom.
This is Firas Tanos. You've been fighting for the rights of depositors and the Lebanese people for 4 years now. What is your reaction to what happened today?
Actually, first, this is the tear gas that our government is shooting on us. Okay, these guys are asking for their rights after several years of service in the military service. They have their deposits at the banks, so even the government are not giving them their rights. Even the banks also are not withdrawing their money. So these guys, they have the right to do whatever they have to do, even though we saw some friendly fire. So we saw some soldiers that they are running, they carried them because they can't breathe anymore.
Yes,
so these guys are firing on the soldiers.
In between the people and the security of the government palace, yes. But we've seen protests like this over the past 4 years, and to no avail. Nothing changes. Why?
Because most of the politicians, they don't have ears to hear, because they don't want to act accordingly, because they are not serious in solving the problem. Most of the rights, it's non-discussable. You don't need anyone to explain these rights, but they don't. Even in the parliament, they didn't try even to find because they are protecting their own interests.
We see that going on around the world. Politicians have stopped representing the people and only serving themselves. The good thing about us here in the United States is we have a constitution. It tells you specifically that when the government gets to this very point that this man's talking about, then we, the people, have a responsibility, a duty, not an option, a duty to abolish the government and establish a new one.
Because none of the parliamentarians or the ministers or the PM are not acting in a serious way, especially for the depositors' cause, because as we saw, as you know, that the capital control, we've been waiting for it for 3 years. We didn't see any capital control, any plan to solve the problem right until now.
Firas, can you tell us what daily life is like for the average Lebanese today?
It's a disaster. We are living in a disaster. We are withdrawing our money for 15,000 liras, and the lira is around 120 lira. 120. It reached the 140 yesterday, and now it decreased to 120. This is a game actually in the rate of the lira, and we cannot spend. We cannot pay our electricity. It's becoming in dollars, actually kind of in dollars, and we are withdrawing our money for 15,000.
There are a lot of people who really believe that Lebanon is a testing ground for what happens when the citizens of a country lose faith in their currency and it's totally devalued and worthless. And then you know what they're going to do? They're going to say, okay, we have a solution. The solution is the central bank digital currency. We know you guys are hungry. We know you need to pay your electricity bill. We can make all that happen. All you got to do is agree to take the central bank digital currency. This is exactly how they're going to go about doing it. So as you can see, this plan is worldwide. They're doing it slowly to all of the countries. They're using the US dollar as a weapon to crush currencies around the world. And then eventually our own currency is going to drop down to zero. And they're going to keep offering us the central bank digital currency. There's something about what Lebanon is doing with their currency. I like the fact that they ditched the banking system and are dealing in cash only. They don't have to pay taxes. You have the full value of your currency. You don't have to rely on corrupt politicians. Now, I get it. There are social programs that are going to need assisting. But instead of relying on the government, this is when you should be relying on your family members, relying on your neighbors, and relying on your community and religious leaders to help you through hard times until you can get on your feet and adjusted to the new economy. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think. Do you like that? Should we go to a full-on cash-only society? Or maybe that's not a good idea. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll get at you later. I'm out.